In the fall of 1960, John F. Kennedy was deep into his campaign against Nixon to win the race for the White House.
And we shall win!
But as Kennedy traveled the length and breadth of the country, bidding to win support, in the backwoods of New England, there was one man who would not be voting for him. Richard Pavlick had formed a personal vendetta against Kennedy, one that was about to take a very deadly turn. On November 8, 1960, Kennedy clinched a hard-fought victory. An enraged Pavlick was about to turn empty threats into something more deadly. Pavlick went to a hardware store and purchased dynamite, detonation cord, a trigger switch, a battery, and exploding caps. He was building a bomb. But it was his beloved Buick that formed the centerpiece of his master plan. Pavlick rigged the trunk of the Buick with a handful of sticks of grade 2 dynamite used in the construction and mining industry.
Pavlick very much meets the prototype of what we consider as a suicide bomber.
The dynamite had blasting caps attached to them that were fused with copper wire and attached to a battery.
It's very clear that from the outset he wanted to kill himself.
He then drilled holes in the rear wheel wells of the Buick.
The intent of the bombing itself is to evoke some sort of political change.
Through these, he threaded the detonating cord, which was attached via the blasting caps to the dynamite. The wire was long enough to reach the passenger seat, where it was attached to a detonation switch. With the car now a mobile bomb, all Pavlick had to do was find the right moment to drive at Kennedy, detonate the device, and send himself down in history as the man who murdered a president. With his car bomb built, Pavlick was now ready to hit the road and hunt Kennedy down.
Joe Kennedy, the father, and Rose Kennedy had had a home on Palm Beach, and JFK would visit. And during his presidency, that was considered the Florida White House.
But what Pavlick had in mind would turn this playground of the rich and famous into a graveyard. He headed straight to the Kennedys' home on North Ocean Boulevard. Parking outside, he waited and watched. Kennedy was readying the family for church. For the first time, Pavlick's quarry was in his range. All JFK had to do now was step outside the door.
He had parked his car up about 200 or 300 yards from the main entrance into the Kennedy property in Palm Beach. I mentioned it to another agent. I said, that car has been up there for quite a while. So we advised the Florida State Police detail and the Palm Beach Police Department that we were suspicious of this car.
When he saw Jackie and the baby, Carolyn, allegedly he decided not to do it there.
Jerry Blaine, who was part of the Secret Service detail at the time, is certain that Pavlick could have succeeded.
Had he not had a change of heart and detonated it, there was little we could have done. We would have had a dead president-elect.
Either because he was spooked or changed his mind, Pavlick fled the scene.